Okay. Hey, oh, that's Bree. Hey, Bree.
Hey.
Can you guys hear us now? Let me know if you can hear me in the cuz we've been going for a good what, 5 or 10 minutes?
Oh, wow. You guys keep talking. I'm going to turn the volume down on my phone and turn it up on the YouTube channel and see if I can hear.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Let me know in the okay, they can hear. Okay, they can hear us now, Keish. Hey, Bree, what's going on, girl?
Oh, I'm good. I got off work about an hour or so ago, so I'm just relaxed. I'm so happy it's the weekend.
Okay, okay. I know, man, girl, who you telling? Actually, I have a long weekend. I was off. I got off early yesterday. I'm off today and I'm off Monday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
birthday weekend, so.
Oh, yeah. Happy early birthday. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now everybody can hear us. That's good.
You want to start back over?
I can. Okay, on the YouTube side, on the podcast side, you got the introduction. On the YouTube side, welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where Keisha, Bree, and I will be recapping both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of April 17th through the 21st. We're going to do The Young and the Restless first, The Bold and the Beautiful second, and then, of course, our two segments, Flip the Script, and also Who's Taking Seats. Okay. Linda said she was getting worried. She couldn't hear us.
We were getting worried too.
Okay, yeah, we were getting worried too because I'm like, what the heck is going on? Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. I appreciate it. My birthday is actually on Monday. So, yeah, I decided to take the whole weekend off. Well, not just the weekend, but like I was saying, the weekend is already off, but Friday and Monday. So, um, yeah, it was a long week, Delmonica. Okay, so what we were talking about when you couldn't hear us on the YouTube side was the whole thing about the unrealistic scene at the end after Phyllis came out of the bathroom all bloodied and whatnot, and she was able to drag that 200, probably over 200 pound tall guy that's dead weight out of the hotel room just like that. Now that part was not realistic, but the rest, like Keisha said, was self defense. What do you think, Bree?
I can't believe this is the result. And you know what's funny? As much as we keep saying that we need people to kind of mix up and make different storylines, here is a perfectly good character.
Mm-hmm.
They killed. I mean, he deleted himself with scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Of all things, it was a perfectly good character. He couldn't even last a whole year. Right after they got rid of Ashlyn for no
Exactly.
reason at all. Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to believe that Phyllis is all of a sudden She-Hulk, and she's able to and she's able to pull a fully grown man out the door. I mean, she is more
Superwoman.
than a woman. Out the door and what to a car.
Yeah.
So had to lift him up and put him in a car without anybody seeing this.
And she got
Leaving no
blood.
evidence.
She still had blood all over her hands, her face, all of that.
Right.
On the YouTube side, you guys can see the picture that I have on the screen. She still got blood all over her face and stuff. I mean, seriously. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and the first thing that I said to myself when we saw him wrapped up in the shower curtain,
Mm-hmm.
why not immediately call the police, claim that you were kidnapped, he forced you to sign whatever the paperwork was to show that they were married because he wanted your money, um, and you had to defend yourself against him because he was signatures. Mm-hmm. After you did all of that, now he had to kill you because you were the only witness. Or
Exactly.
whatever the case. She had the perfect story. So why I don't understand why they had her go through the trouble of trying to basically hide his body.
Yep, I
Yeah.
mean, and here's the thing, because I don't know if you guys saw the previews at the end of today's episode. Obviously, Phyllis is going to reveal herself to Summer next week, and I think it's somewhere around Wednesday or Thursday of next week. However, she don't want her to say anything, so you just gonna keep torturing. First of all, you gonna come between Kyle and Summer's marriage. And then
Oh
you,
yeah.
and then with you not revealing yourself, Jack is going stir crazy. Everybody in town is distraught, and I mean, it's like, is it that serious for Phyllis to keep that whole thing going like it is?
Yeah, she has the perfect out, or
She
she had the
does.
perfect out. So, what's the point of continuing to hide? I know some people were thinking that maybe the what we saw in the preview of Phyllis and Summer reuniting was Summer dreaming, and that didn't really happen. So, do they really reunite next week?
Yeah, I saw I got some of the details for next week, and she does actually reveal herself, but she's going to tell. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Um, she's actually going to tell Summer not to tell anybody, and that girl is going to be struggling trying to keep that from her husband, which is stupid because when Kyle finds out about that, she's done.
Yeah.
But not only Kyle, but Daniel, who's
Oh,
Daniel, yeah,
suffering.
yeah.
yeah, good point. Daniel too.
Yeah, I mean, how can you do this? I mean, Summer, for her not to say anything for whatever reason, because she's probably going to do whatever it takes because she thought her mom was dead, right? So she's probably going to just be like, I don't care as long as I got you back. Nobody has to know. But these people are out for blood. And of course, Summer don't care about what's happening with Diane, right?
Yeah, but
So,
it's just another example of Phyllis's selfishness,
mm-hmm,
because you know that your daughter is pretty much going to do whatever you want now that you're alive.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think that's selfish on her part. If she was going to reveal herself, then she should have been ready to show herself to everybody and not make Summer struggle with hiding the secret of not only her being alive, but hiding the secret of Diane really didn't kill her. So now you're basically, um, you know that Diane is in jail
Mm-hmm.
for no reason, and this is your husband's mom.
Right.
Like, that's, I don't know.
Jenna is going crazy in the comments. She said, nope, she won't reveal herself until Chance uncovers all of the truth about Diane. This was the only way the writers could get the truth about Diane and redeem her and put her with stupid Jack. She also said Phyllis will surface when all the truth come out. There's a reason behind this. She said, oh, come on, y'all. This is about Diane. Wake up.
Well,
Jenna
say
is...
how you really feel.
Yeah, I mean, I won't disagree with Jenna. I do feel like the writers and the story runners have basically used Phyllis
Mhm.
as a tool to make Diane a real victim,
Mhm.
and they clearly use Phyllis for that purpose. So they basically ruin Phyllis's character right now, just so Diane is portrayed as like an actual victim this time and not something of her own doing. It's because Phyllis had a vendetta against her,
Mhm.
and that is frustrating
It is
because
frustrating.
it wasn't necessary. They could have had a perfectly fine, dramatic, catty little storyline between each other without all of this ridiculousness that they put into this current storyline.
Right. Tenerife says, no, I'm not so convinced that there's anything more about Diane. This is about Phyllis loving her hatred for Diane more than her love for her kids. I mean, my thing is we getting ready to go into May sweeps. What is going to be the big boom for next month? I mean, unless they're using this reveal, it's already bad enough that they use this storyline for the 50th anniversary. We talked about that last week, right?
Yeah.
But to now go into May sweeps, what are you going to be able to, put on the real boom that's really going to be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't see anything leading up to anything. We already, okay, the only other storylines that I think is going to stand out, maybe this thing with Victoria and Nate, but okay, it's not like that's a wow factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then this whole thing, unless they're using this whole court case or whatever, maybe that's going to be the huge May sweeps wow factor. I don't know. I have no idea. One
Jay
more.
Money said the big boom is going to be everybody finding out Phyllis is alive, most likely, or at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, but for the fans though, because usually like okay, when they did the November sweeps on the Bold and the Beautiful, that Bold and the Beautiful got one of the highest ratings of that entire year because of the whole CPS and Ridge not marrying Taylor and running off and that whole thing. Even though it was crazy, it got a lot of high ratings that month, right?
Yeah.
And then the February sweeps, I think, was more about Sheila and Bill, right? Which was crazy to us. But what is May sweeps going to be for us as the fans? I guess what's going to really shock us? That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you guys. One of you all.
I actually kind of have a few thoughts.
Okay.
If they're going to allow Summer to, go along with her mother's shame of stupidity.
That's possible.
What if Kyle finds out and Summer puts her marriage on the line, saying, if you reveal my mom, I end our marriage. If you protect your mom. I don't know. Like, I honestly feel that Kyle's going to be the one to find out.
That would be, you know what? That would be good, though. I would actually like that.
And he would leave Summer versus Summer leaving him.
Yeah. Now, JT is coming, right?
Supposedly.
Yeah.
For what?
That podcast that Elena's trying to do. That story.
To try to shake up or take the attention away from Nate when it comes to Victoria and focus Victoria on JT. Girl, I don't know. Ever since what's his name took over the writing again, it just haven't been making sense lately. When he fired all those writers back in February, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, that's just my thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I know we can. Go ahead.
That's what.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's why I get very upset that we get rid of perfectly new characters for no reason.
I know, right?
Like, Ashlyn would have been, like, what if Ashlyn just pops up out of nowhere, just magically alive? I mean, versus JT. JT for what? But that's just...
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably not going to last as long as we think it will, and I think that's going to be in my opinion, my prediction is that's just going to be the catalyst to where Nate either finally goes all the way with Victoria because he's so mad at Elena, or him and Elena just break up because he can't believe that she would bring JT back to town knowing what he did to Victoria.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that's going to tip over where Nate is going to end up with Victoria because they really pushing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like I heard a rumor that they're going to try to end up pushing Elena over to Chance, but look like Chance is sniffing around Sharon right now. So I don't know, girl. Who knows? That's his name. Thanks, Jenna. Josh Griffith. So anywho, back to the whole Phyllis thing, because I know we kind of veered off of the path. Now moving over to Diane. Diane is just pretty much over it. She was like, she told Jack, you know what, don't ever come back here no more.
Yeah, basically told him to just move on.
I know, right? So what do you guys think about that? Do you think she's just giving up? But she had promised if she does that, then she's going to do exactly what Kyle said. Kyle was like, no, I don't want you to ever leave and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nope, you and Kyle can just go kick rocks.
Yeah, I don't think she. I wouldn't say she told them to kick rocks. I think she's doing it as more of a. I feel like she was doing it as more of a protection thing. Like I just don't want you guys seeing me like this, especially Harrison, because he's a little kid, and she doesn't want him in that environment. Like, I understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, I don't think that it's fair for her to make that decision for them. If they want to come and have their visits with her while she's in prison, then let them do that. They're adult men. I can understand maybe them not wanting to bring Harrison, but if Kyle feels like Harrison seeing his grandmother in prison is better than nothing, then that's Kyle's choice.
Now Jack said that was her being selfish. Do you agree with that? What do you think, Bree?
I'm a little surprised that Jack is acting like this. He's been in that position himself. And plus, he's dealt with a lot of women who constantly go to jail or need a lawyer or need to be bailed out or need to have. There's always something with Jack. He clearly has a type. Same way Eric Forrester has a type. But he shouldn't be surprised. And I gotta give it to Diane. A teeny tiny part of me, like maybe 5%, feels kind of bad for her. But I kind of see where the writers are going with this, where both Phyllis and Diane are kind of swapping places, and they're kind of seeing, things through each other's eyes in a weird way, because Phyllis had to deal with the mess from Diane and being accused, and now Diane is in this position. I think she's just eating it, because she's like, I did this to a couple of people. Like, I shouldn't be surprised by this. No one's going to feel bad. But I will say this one quick thing, not to cross-reference, but how is it Diane is handling this better than Sheila over in the Bolton?
Oh, my God. What you say, Diane is doing better than Sheila Carter in prison, huh?
Of all peoples, like, she's just handling it. She's just calm, like she's just eating it. She's just, letting things be, whereas Sheila is just in a panic. She's trying to find a tunnel, find anything just to get up out of there. But I don't know. I got to give it to Diane. I'm very impressed with this part. That's all.
You said that's about it, huh?
That's about it. So.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I really, you guys probably know I haven't been feeling this storyline for the last several weeks. So, but I'm probably, if anything I was interested in on The Young and the Restless would have been probably this whole thing with finding, because I want Ashley and Tucker together. I really do. I don't know why. They just got good chemistry to me. They're good on screen together.
Yeah, I agree.
And then we're really just, oh my God, Devon, I was just like, dude, you walking away from your dad's, a piece of legacy that you can add to your portfolio. If that was Victoria, and one of Victor's family members or an uncle said, hey, I got a company to get rid of, Victoria would have bought that company and be like, bring it here. We're going to add it right into the Newman others. Devon is like, well, I don't know. I think I just want to go work back up under Jill. Really, Devon? Yeah. I was so mad with him.
I mean, he doesn't have much of a connection, I guess, with Tucker. But I can understand. He has more of a connection with Neil's company than he would with Tucker's company. I think for him, it's just he wants to like keep that legacy for Neil. I guess he feels he could do it better than obviously Lily. So I think that's how I just feel about him with Tucker. They never really had a close relationship in like years. I think the last time we saw Tucker was what, like 2013, 2014, something like that. And now all of a sudden he just pops up, and I don't know. I think that maybe this is not the right time for him to take over the company. Maybe one day.
Man, okay,
He
so
ain't happen one day because Tucker's gonna sell.
exactly.
And I can't remember who it was, but I think it was somebody last week that said Devon sucks as a businessman because
He does.
he runs business. At least the way I see it, he's running business with his heart.
Through his emotions, exactly.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter if, in my opinion, it shouldn't matter if him and Tucker have a close connection or not. This is business.
Mm-hmm.
Buy the company. You can keep your company that you created with Neil. Now you've got another company that you can add to it, or if you want to keep it separate, and hire people to run that company for you.
Exactly.
Like build on your businesses like Victor does, like Jabot does. They have Marchetti.
Right.
Like Jill, sought out to do when she wanted to merge with him. Like, come on.
I mean, and that's the part that, because I do see, I see the emotional part that you're talking about, Bree, that there's no connection there, but everything, I mean, the only reason that he got the billions that he has is because Catherine passed it down to him. He got Neil's company because Neil passed it down to him. And then the other company, now you got your other biological parent, which is actually Catherine Chancellor's son. He's ready to hand you a company too. I mean, add that to the portfolio, and you don't have to technically be there hands on. You can be one of the managing founders and let somebody else be the figurehead, the CEO or the president or whatever, and he's always in his feelings.
You make a very good point. So basically, Devon is an heiress. I can see him and Abby together now.
Oh, you so funny. That's a good one, Bree. I mean, seriously, I just, because I wouldn't want him to leave his company, but if he was smart, that's what you would do.
Yeah.
I mean, and now what? Newman got another company. He got another one. Victor bought that company from Tucker in order to give it to Adam. Now, granted, I wanted Adam to have something of his own, but now that I would have rather for Adam to buy it than Victor to buy it, because Victor is going to hold that over his head.
He definitely will.
What's your thoughts? What's you guys' thoughts on that?
Victor always holds stuff over Adam, and this is just another tool for him to use to get Adam to do what he wants him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Adam is probably going into this thinking, well, this is all mine. I don't have to work with Victoria. I don't have to work directly with my dad. This is just my company. But it kind of isn't. Unless when they sign all the paperwork, it's all in Adam's name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not connected to Victor at all. That's the only way that Adam can completely be comfortable with the company being his. But I doubt that Victor is doing that. I don't think Victor is going to put that company in Adam's name. I think he's just going to hire Adam to run the company.
Yep.
So you still your dad's employee.
Yep. That's why I would, that's why I was hoping. Well, Adam did offer to buy it himself, and of course, at that time, Tucker was like over my dead body. And now that this whole thing, you know what? Let's back up a little bit. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't see why. Like, if you're gonna sell it to Victor, knowing that Victor is gonna give it to Adam to run, then what difference does it make? He's still involved.
Right. That's true. Girl, that whole thing is a mess. But I guess we got to see how all that play out. But I want to back up a little. Oh, go ahead, Bree. Did you have something?
I honestly feel like at this point, Genoa City is like Monopoly. Like all these companies just change hands. All these people are rich and still living in hotels. No one owns a home.
Right.
I I don't see why Tucker would have an issue with selling Adam the company. As a matter of fact, wouldn't Adam be the lesser of the two evils between him and Victor?
You would think so.
You would think.
I just don't understand that. Unless, like, I'm hoping maybe May Sweep's prediction, Tucker just has, like, a whole bidding war between Adam and Victor, and then he ultimately sells to Adam, and then kind of rub it in Victor's face. I don't know.
I mean, that could be. I don't know. We need something that's a big wow factor for May Sweeps. Seriously.
Yeah. You know what bothered me about the way Tucker reacted or is reacting to Devon not wanting to buy his company is him basically saying he has no reason to stay in town. And to me, if you were sincere about wanting to improve your relationship with your son, that should be your main reason for wanting to stay in town. To improve your relationship with your son and to be in your grandson's life as well. And just because Devon decided not to buy that company from him, which he didn't plan on selling to Devon in the first place, it was only after Ashley gave him that idea that he took it to Devon. Like, I don't understand why his son and building a relationship with his son isn't good enough for him to stay in town. Just because Ashley doesn't want you, now you don't want to be anywhere near Genoa City, and because Devon doesn't want to buy your company. Devon didn't say he didn't want anything to do with him. He told him, like, keep showing up, keep showing that you care, that you actually care, and things between us do have a chance of getting better. Like, he still needs to earn Devon's trust. But Tucker's just throwing his hands up like, well, forget it. I can't get everything I want right now when I want it, so I'm just gonna leave. That's not trying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think honestly that was a threat because, and obviously looking at the previews next week, it worked. Cause she said, are you threatening me?" And he was like, "No, I'm not threatening you." He wanted to get a rise out of Ashley. I don't think he was leaving just to be saying that nobody wants to be. He did that for the sake of Ashley to get a reaction out of her. And in the moment, she played hard and saying, "Okay, fine," and she walked out. But yeah, next week she asking him to move in with her. So
But he told Victor the same thing.
he said, "What now?"
He told Victor the same thing. He told Victor that he was leaving town.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not, because I mean, I didn't see anything where the guy is supposed to be leaving the show, but
Yeah, I just don't like the fact that that was his mindset. That
right.
he's leaving, and you're not even. So you're basically, you don't care about building a relationship with your son. You're just gonna leave because you didn't get what you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What you got, Bree? You had anything else on that?
I don't know why Ashley is even trying to make this man go through hoops like this. I mean, you bought his debt, so you invested in him. Okay. So there's no options in Genoa City. Most of the options you've already been with. Here is a man who actually wants you. Just make it work. Don't make up to break up. It is what it is. Ashley, just settle down.
Yeah, I mean, that whole, like you said, him jumping through hoops. I need you to prove. I don't. She was like when he said, because I honestly think he was sincere before he talking about leaving town, like what Keisha was talking about. He told her, "Look, I can't force this man to buy my company." And then she was like, "Well, you didn't get the job done." And I'm like, "What do you expect the man to do? Put something up against his head and force him to do it?"
Right.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And then he actually got so mad, he called her a sadist. Cause he was like, you know what? I guess I done lost the whole battle. Devon is going back to Chancellor. So you know what? I'm just gonna set up a romantic little dinner, have some wine and some flowers, invite Ashley over, tell her the good news, and maybe we can move on and ride into the sunset. Wrong answer.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I don't like I definitely don't like the way Ashley is handling this situation. I think, the way she's dragging him along, that's trashy to me. Like, cut
yeah,
it out.
yeah,
But I do feel like he owes it to Devon after not being around for years and doing the things that he had done. And even when he came back doing more deceitful things, that's his son. Like, his
mm-hmm,
Devon has never done anything to him.
right.
So I feel like he owes more to Devon than you know
Anybody
just
else?
giving up and walking away.
Right.
And like I said, Devon never said you have no chance of gaining a relationship with me. He just wants Tucker to prove that he's not that deceitful person that he has been all these years.
That's true.
And I think that's fair for him to ask that of him.
Right. I got you. Okay. Man, it's a ton of comments. While you guys are typing and commenting, make sure you hit that like button. It only takes one little click. Hit the like button on the YouTube side and let the algorithm know so they can push the content so we can get more folks up in here. It's about a little over 50 of you guys over here. So let me see. So Tenerife said not only do they live in hotels, have alcoholic issues, but notice how nobody take care of their kids but Adam and Chelsea. She said, like, who is taking care of Christian while his daddy is shacking up?
We ain't seen Christian in a few years.
I know. Girl, he's always with the nanny while he's running behind Sally, trying to worry about the baby that belongs to his brother. Where's Adam's other kid?
Oh.
I mean,
That part.
yeah, that part. Girl, I mean, seriously, I'm so sick and tired of this whole thing. Adam should have all his kids.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Nick is always interloping. He plays wishy-washy. One moment he's cool with Adam. Next moment he's with Victoria and all the rest of them talking about I don't want him anywhere near Newman. It's like, dude, what type of brother are you? That
Right.
man saved your life in the middle of a tornado. And your daughter. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm going to have to give you a bombastic side eye. Anyway.
Nick has amnesia whenever it comes to a woman. So as long as it applies to him, all the other facts don't apply for that.
I liked what Victor said to him this week, though.
Mm-hmm.
After he found out that Sally was pregnant, basically went off on him about how he feels like he's only involved with Sally to punish Adam.
I mean, it's just and remember what Victor said. Can you imagine how that look? I mean, the whole situation is crazy. We've been talking about this since December. And then, of course, when we found out that Adam was the father, it's like, dude, get your butt out the way. Let them figure that out. You know Adam is still having feelings for Sally. And he cannot be that dumb to think that Sally doesn't have still some kind of feelings for Adam. She's lying. And that was manifest this last couple weeks when they were sitting down having these little cordial conversations with each other and all this smiling and cracking jokes. And yeah, you can come to the gender reveal, whatever, when they find out at the doctor what the baby is and all this kind of stuff. And you know what? It's interesting when you see those two together because I do know that they both date to each other off screen. But that really comes together when they come, when they're on screen together. When Nick
Mm-hmm.
walks in the room, it just looked like all of the air just seeps out of the room. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, why
Matter of
don't you?
time.
What you say?
It's only a matter of time before they, Nick and Sally break up.
I mean, don't he feel awkward?
Right? Right?
What you say,
Apparently
Bree?
not.
Were they ever in a relationship? Because Nick kept pushing that off. This is a whole situation at this point, or friends with benefits.
I don't ever remember recalling them saying to each other,
or boyfriend and girlfriend
relationship, or
Right.
I love you, or any of that. But when he said to Sally this week, he doesn't have a problem um, sharing the baby or whatever it was he said, and Sally was like something about the baby might be Adam's, but I belong to you, or I'm all yours, or he said you're all mine, or whatever it was that they said. I don't know. I guess maybe that insinuates that they're in a relationship.
Girl, that
But
whole
that's like the first thing I've heard them say that is close to them being in a relationship.
girl, I don't. To me, it just don't make any sense. It's just he seems like, and I'm gonna say this, and it's Friday night. I don't care. I'm sorry.
do it.
That man is simping so hard. I'm serious. It's like, why would you know that this woman is carrying your brother's child? I mean, isn't there some type of code there or something? You know how sometimes with women there's a code that you don't go sleeping with other people's exes or stuff like that. Is there some kind of code between them or something to say, look, dude, I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. But you could tell that Victor's right. Victor
Mm-hmm.
is, I mean, Victor's right because Nicholas obviously is with Sally to stick it to Adam, and Sally is with Nicholas to actually use him against Adam as well. And it's like, girl, I can't. What?
I don't feel like she's using Nick in a devious way.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because she's afraid to go back to Adam, or she's afraid of the feelings that she has for Adam, and she's using Nick to try to get past those feelings, and it's not working.
Yeah, it's not working. I mean, the chemistry obviously is there. When Nick is not around, the two of them are very comfortable around each other. When Nick comes around, she kind of just like, oh yeah, I'm all 100% Nick now. And Nicholas is hovering, and Adam is now the outsider, the interloper again.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just over it. And I was sitting up there clapping when Victor was yelling at Nicholas because I'm like, you tell him. You tell him.
Yeah.
And Nikki is just she don't she because if it's anything to do with Adam, she could care less. Except for the
Yeah.
baby. I gotta say she did speak up for the baby. She told Victor don't go messing with Sally because the girl is pregnant.
Right. Yeah, she did do that. I think Victor's issue is just the simple fact that Sally is pregnant by one of his sons. I don't think he really cares about the fact that Nick and Sally are dating. I think he's just mad that she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
what he said was like 100% true.
Yeah. And it's just so crazy that Adam he with all three of his kids, all three of them, it was some type of paternity thing. Sage had to reveal it through a letter before she passed, and Sharon found out about it because all that time Nicholas thought Christian was his until he found out it was Adam. Then when it came to Connor, it was between him and Dylan. They wanted to keep that secret until the whole the retinitis pigmentosa gene popped out, and nobody but Adam. Dylan left town because of that. It's never this cut and dry that's just like, you know what, we did the do. You having my baby, let's do this. Now we got Nick in the middle of this too. It's like, God
Yeah.
dog it. Everybody else can have their kids and be moving on. At least with Devon and Abby, they got their kid, they living together, they just sailing in the sunset, or else ripping up the apartment, I guess.
Right.
So, anywho, um, we're covering a lot of ground. I'm trying to think what else happened this week.
We haven't talked about Nate and Victoria yet.
Oh.
Uh-oh. What you got, Bree? I heard that in your voice.
I'm so mad at Nate.
Yeah.
I hate to be so mad at such a handsome man. And he looked good when they take the buttons off. And I can't be mad at Victoria, but he just... This is really in his nature now. I mean, he's just a cheater. He's just out for himself. And I can't really feel bad for Elena because how you got him is how you're going to lose him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, Victoria's never been able to keep a man. He's seen that, and he's seen how her family gets down. So what is he trying to gain by being with Victoria? Because none of her men ever last long, and I want to still see him on my TV screen. So I'm just a little confused as to what he feels he can get from Victoria, because wouldn't Victoria kind of be like in her 50s?
She's in her late 40s.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But isn't Nick younger than her?
She is.
I thought Nick was.
Go ahead. I mean,
character-wise, because like even Kyle's 30. In his 30s. They said he was in his 30s.
Actually, she'll be 50. Oh, she just turned 50 last month. Dang, okay. She 50? Go ahead.
Yeah, because
the actress is turned 50.
Yeah, Amelia Heinley she just turned 50 last month.
Oh, wow. Because I know the character Victoria has been a grown woman since the 90s. Yeah. So I'm like, this woman she might be the same age as Taylor and Brooke at this point. I mean, so I know what he wants from her.
So
besides doing a do.
So it says that Victoria was born on screen in 1982.
Which would make her 40 with 39. On screen age is 39. But the actor is 50.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was born March 17th, 1973. Yep. She looking good though. I gotta give it to her. Go ahead on.
Yeah, she does look good.
50 years old. You go ahead on, girl.
They all do. I don't know what vitamins, with surgeons, but I don't want to say they
yeah, how about money?
Allegedly.
Listen, how about money, Bree? Money can buy things.
Let's see. So yeah, the character Victoria is 6 years older than Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Nick born in 1988.
Okay, so 88.
Yep.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, the Nicholas character was born in 88? That's 34, 35, right?
Exactly. I would add 20 years.
88.
That don't make sense to me, but okay, whatever.
It's probably, I'm guessing it's just a result of them doing the rapidly aging them, and they just never saw actors out.
Yeah, it gotta be, because Noah gotta be almost 30, and you're gonna make his daddy 34? Come on now.
That's why I would say, I would add 20 years. So I would say Victoria's in her 50s. And this is kind of the same thing, I had an issue with Carter on the other show. Nate's kind of in his position. It's like, got this power, eventually you're going to want a family. And Victoria just wants to just run you like a dog. What are you benefiting?
In real life, Josh Marvel is 49.
So they only what is that, a year apart?
Oh.
Yeah, if she just... Yeah, they're about a year apart in real life. Okay, so he almost 50. He'll be
And he
50
still look
next year.
good.
Huh?
I said, and he still look good. I love me some Nick.
Yeah, if he, you know what? I don't have no problem with Nick if he just get out of Sally and Adam's way. I just can't stand that storyline. It's just irritating. Just get out the way. I mean, find him somebody else. Put him with Audra. But no, that's his son's ex-girlfriend.
I
Sorry.
was thinking that.
But that's his son's ex. But I mean, they do it on that show, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a soap opera. It's possible. Because
I mean,
Audra, even though look like Audra's done with Tucker, right?
I hope so, because they was getting on my nerves.
So do you think if Summer and Kyle blow up, they can push Kyle over to Audra?
Yes. I'm hoping.
I would be here for that one. I would like that. What do you guys think in the comment section? Do you think they should put Audra with Nick or Audra with Kyle? So either drop the word Nick or Kyle in the comment section. Let's see what they say. I'll tell you in a second. Somebody said just put Nick back with Sharon. That ship has sailed.
It sailed. It went around the world.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm really starting to like Audra. I don't know. She's the right amount of messiness. I wish she could be a little bit more to kind of give some of these characters a little edge, but I'm hoping to kind of pull her away from the Nate and Victoria situation. I think that's going to eventually come to a close, but she is an equal opportunist. She could easily be a villain. You could easily put her with any of the other guys. I'm really hoping they keep her on and don't delete her for no reason like they did everyone else.
You know what?
That's what I'm worried about.
You know what, Keisha? Remember how you said Mia? Remember Mia, Arturo, and Ray's? Well, they had a kid somewhere in there. She kind of bring that spiciness Audra do. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay.
It just makes me nervous because, like we always say, they introduce these really good characters, and they're gone in like a year or two.
Exactly. That's true.
No kind of story development. You know, they have so many missed opportunities with the Arturo family, missed opportunities with Ashlyn, missed opportunities with Stark. It's just, I just hope that they don't, I don't know. I don't have faith that they're going to keep her on for long because she's just kind of, I don't know, floating around between Tucker and this whole storyline with Nate and Victoria and all of them.
Gotcha. Did you see the comment section? We got a mixed bunch.
Oh wow!
Do you see it?
Yes.
I see more Kyle than Nick.
I see more Kyle, but it's close.
I'm good with either one.
Nana said put Audra with Jack.
Oh no. No. We already did that with Sally.
No, plus he likes criminals.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh my God. Rosemarie from Florida said put Chance with Summer. What?
Somebody else said that last week.
Chance and Summer? No.
Somebody said last week that they thought, or maybe they were making the assumption or the prediction that they were going to try to put Chance and Summer together because of this whole case with Diane.
What do you think about Helena saying let Audra pursue Devon?
I feel that's eventually going to happen.
I don't want it to.
Really?
Yeah, because Audra has a mixture of Mia, lose my voice, a mixture of Mia and Hillary a little bit. The way she's a go-getter and she's very feisty, she has a nice balance of both of those characters. Granted, she's her own woman. I wouldn't put it past him to pursue her or to having a love story. I would be okay with seeing that more than him and Abby. I mean, great, they moved in. Nice. But she brings a feistiness, and I think this is what the show really needs: is a chick that, or a character to kind of shake things up.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping like she's like the last of the Mohicans at this point.
Yeah, you know what? As you say that, I can't think of a woman that will really shake things up like that. You know what I'm saying? But her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, like, I kind of also like that they're putting her with Elena too, because this is a type of friend that Elena kind of needs. Someone who's going to, because granted, as messy as Audra is, she's the only one who's kind of hinting and letting Elena know she's the only one who's actually trying to look out for her, even though she wants to cheat her at the same time too.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't looking out for Elena. She's doing that for herself.
No, I think she's looking out for herself, but she's the only one who's even shedding light about what's going on between Nate and Victoria. This is all happening underneath her nose, and at least she's kind of throwing her a bone.
I don't think anybody else sees it.
Well, Nicholas tried to tell her Nicholas tried to tell Nate about it at society, because I mean he was so into it that Elena was like, "What was that about?"
Yeah, but that's not her. She's not looking out for her.
Mm-mm. Oh no, Elena, you mean? I mean, Audra? No, Audra's yeah.
She's throwing her a bone.
Well, that's because she wants something for herself. It don't have nothing to do with Elena, and it doesn't make sense to me that how Elena confides in her, and it's like you guys aren't friends.
Elena doesn't have any friends. I mean, I'm happy Tessa and Mariah are back, but they have a whole cute little baby. Elena has no friends on this show. This is what I'm saying. She needs somebody kind of like Audra. I feel like they would balance each other out maybe later down the line when Audra's not being so, thirsty. But we'll see.
I mean, look at how she's trying to set up the whole JT thing. She knows she's dead wrong for that because she knows Victoria is going to flip her lid. And she knows that Nate will probably also be pissed off because of the history there between Victoria and JT. Mm-hmm. She's setting Elena up is what she's doing.
Yeah, she's setting her up for a fall. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you talking about bringing back somebody and you interviewing this guy and he's talking about everything that has happened, and that's going to trigger Victoria because of the whole the essay, well, not essay, but what's the other word we use? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So go ahead, what you finna say, Keish?
I was gonna say she probably gonna end up getting fired from, because her podcast is under Newman Media now, right?
Yeah, and Nate runs it.
So she probably gonna end
up, yeah, Nate runs Newman Media.
Will no doubt fire Elena for that.
Yep. And that's the thing. And Audra knows that. Audra knows. Mm-hmm. Audra knows that this is going to turn that whole thing upside down. It's going to move her out the way. But my thing is, if just say Victoria fires Elena, what room does that make for Audra? Is she going after Nate's job? I mean, is she expecting maybe Nate to get fired because of the fact that he hired Elena to do the podcast? What is her end goal, Audra?
That's why I've always said that what she's doing right now doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Because what she's doing is going to hurt Victoria more than anything. Victoria isn't going to look at Nate and say, "You're fired because of what Elena did." Elena's going to get fired herself. So there's no, I don't know where in there that makes room for Audra.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I mean, so I guess we have to see how it play out. Unless there's some type of twist with this. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about that. Somebody in the comment, I see folks in the comments talking about Audra and Billy or Audra and Daniel.
Nah.
He's like, nah.
Sorry, guys.
Nah.
love you all. But Audra and Billy, no, he's a whole project. And then Audra and Daniel, but once again, we still don't know too much about this Daniel and grown up Daniel to get a sense of his real personality and what's been going on with him to see if they might even, mesh.
Girl, I think they left that hope. Because remember when they brought him back, and I think we had this discussion before, and remind me if we did or not, Keish. But
We did.
we did. That there was something squirrely about him, and then they brought his daughter to town, and they was talking about, the divorce or whatever from Heather. But they just left it right there, and then he started to move slowly toward Lily. But okay, is there more to Daniel? Something's wrong. You know what I mean? And then now we got the Phyllis thing, and now he's grieving over Phyllis.
Yeah, I honestly think that they are moving on from the whole Daniel was depressed, and that's why his marriage broke up. And I think that they purposely, I said this before a few weeks ago, I think that they purposely left it ambiguous as to what exactly the problem was with him. And because I feel like they do that with a lot of things where when it comes to like, I don't know, abusive relationships or something like that. I don't feel like they're ever really like very specific. They just allude to there was some type of dysfunction that was going on in that relationship. And I mean, Daniel said he was depressed. He said that his career was failing, and he was jealous of Heather because hers was taking off, and that he wasn't nice to them, and that he pretty much, I guess, abandoned them mentally. Like he was there, but he wasn't there. So I think that was the gist of why their relationship fell apart. I don't think that it doesn't seem like there was any like physical abuse there, because I don't feel like Heather would have, when she came back to me, there were no signs of them being afraid of him in that way. It was just that he was just mean, maybe verbally or something like that. So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like there really isn't much more that needs to be explored or figured out about that. I think that was just the gist of it. He was just a jerk to his family because he wasn't doing well, and that the result of that was that Heather left him and moved to another country with their kid.
Yeah, Delmonica.
And now he's trying to rebuild his life.
Yeah, Delmonica Belen says maybe it was a mental health issue, anger management.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, so somebody's Helena said just put Noah back with Audra. We did get to see Allie this week. Yeah, and looked like she pretty much, because Summer was going off the deep end, and Allie was like, "Come on now, chill out."
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was another, in my opinion, another missed opportunity there. The storyline between the three of them, Audra, Noah, and Allie. I feel like they could have done a little more with that.
Yeah,
I was kind of curious, like, why. I mean, they went ahead and like they brought back a new Noah, and they're not utilizing him, because I was more interested in seeing what happened with Audra and Noah too. I feel I don't really get to see too much of Noah in sorry, what's her name? Allie.
Allie.
Yeah, I don't see too much of them to really be invested with them. I think they're cute, but I don't know. I just hope they really utilize Audra, because I feel like she could do a whole lot with this show. But I don't know. It would be nice to come back and they mix that up a little bit. But I can't really see Audra with Daniel. I'm so sorry, guys, in the comment section. I can't see it. But Audra, I'm sorry.
What'd you say? No to Audra and Daniel? Is that what you said?
Yeah, no to Audra and Daniel. I can't see that. But if they
Yeah.
bring back Noah, I'd be happy to watch that and see how that goes.
I think Daniel and Lily being put back together I think that works out fine. I know a lot of people don't see the chemistry there, but I remember them when they were together before, when they were married, and I always liked them. So
I
I
know
think putting them together
you were a
is
fan of them.
yeah. I'd always been a fan of them. As far as Daniel or Noah and Allie, it was almost like the last time we really saw them was when they were dealing with the whole Audra thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like Daniel reassured Allie that he didn't want to be with her, and then like we never saw them again for
That's
months
because
until
they had moved them to
last week.
yeah, they moved them to recurring status. I had saw that on Soap News. I'm like, you just got the guy back, and then you hired this Allie girl, like you say, missed opportunities, and then you put them on recurring status. It's like, really?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
could have done
know.
so more with the two of them.
Exactly. I would have liked to see more of that. But it was nice to see them talking about, oh, we're back from London. We didn't even know you went to London.
Right.
That must be nice.
Yeah.
To say.
What do you think about, and then when it looked like we probably covered everything else this week, this whole thing with Michael. Michael was on the fence about taking Diane's case. I mean, so much so that Victor threatened his job.
I mean, him and Diane were friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I know him and Phyllis were best friends too, but if he believes that Diane is, like, if he truly believes Diane is innocent and that was his friend, then I don't really see anything wrong with him taking the case.
Me either.
It would be different if he was like, oh yeah, you did this, but I'm gonna still defend you. It would be different if that was the case.
Man, shoot, Victor told him, look, I know if you take her case, you're going to have to take a leave of absence. And if you take a leave of absence, that means you don't have time to work for me. So that means that I'm going to have to fire you. I was like, dang, Victor.
He don't need to work for Victor anyway, because they treat him like
Exactly.
I don't even know how to explain it.
A bald-headed stepchild.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
Wasn't he just like trapped in a whole other country because of Victor?
Mm-hmm.
He sure was.
Yeah, because
behind that whole Ashland thing.
Yeah, they make him a gopher. Why are you sending him down there to spy and look for people? He's an attorney.
A lawyer. A lawyer at that. Not a private investigator. You send a lawyer.
Mm-hmm. That made no sense to me. None. And he did it too.
Yep.
He should have told him, look, that's not part of my job description. I'm an attorney.
And they talk to him all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki does, Victor does, the way Jack yelled at him today.
Mm-hmm.
I would have looked at him like, I understand that you're upset right now, but you're not going to talk to me like that.
Right.
Or you can find another lawyer who probably won't do as good as a job as I am, because I actually care about Diane.
I don't know if I've been that nice. I'd be like, who you talking to?
Right.
Like, come on now. I know, like you said, Keisha, I know you mad and all, but you need to chill out. Go tell her. I'm gonna have Jacqueline tell him, you need to go take a seat.
Right. A bunch of them. Okay, don't come over here yelling at me talking about you need to get that girl back home today. He can only do what he can do. Now, Christine was throwing jabs at Michael for defending the situation. I'm like, girl, you do realize part of the judicial system is that the defendant should have legal representation. You know, I'm like, let him do what he do, and you go do what you do. Exactly.
My question is, unless I don't know what the story is going to be when Phyllis comes back out to the world, what she tells them what happened. But I wonder what Christine gonna feel like when she realized she went hard in the paint trying to paint Diane as guilty and all this wasn't even true.
Yeah.
I think I feel like that's going to create a whole Phyllis and Christine issue. Because that would make Christine look like a fool when she's going to, want to try to throw the book at Phyllis again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Phyllis keeps doing this, but I also think maybe Michael might even, because I feel if this blows up in Phyllis's face, and let's say she, this is my prediction, she gets arrested for the whole shame and Jeremy Stark.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to defend her. Michael's going to turn his back against her. It's only safe haven she really has is, the mercy of Christine. So I feel like they might go that direction with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just going to create a whole Phyllis and Cricket saga part 50.
Part 50.
I wonder if it's going to get swept under the rug, like Diane thinking her death was pretty much swept under the rug as far as legalities were concerned, and Jack and Diane framing Stark was also pretty much washed away and forgotten about. So I wonder if, because she ended up in the end having to defend herself from Stark, if the writers are just going to sweep this whole thing under the rug that she was part of the planning in this.
Keish, they don't have a choice, because if they don't, you wrote the character into a corner. The girl is supposed to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not going to, if Michelle Stafford is not leaving the show, she's got to come out of this storyline looking like, oh, he held me hostage, blah, blah, blah. Now, the only thing I can think of is that she admits that she killed Jeremy Stark, and that's why she might tell Summer she can't say anything. I don't know. That could be it. But go ahead.
I just wish that she would have. It just would have made way more sense for her to have just called the police immediately after killing him instead of dragging his body out of the hotel room.
Mm-hmm. Because what if it comes out that she did now? But again, that goes back to what you said earlier about self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
So she could have said he held me hostage, he tried to attack me. But then that also go back to the other part that you said. Well, why didn't you just call the police right away after you did what you did? Why did you need to drag and hide his body?
Right, because now you look guilty.
Now you look guilty. Right. Mm-hmm. So what you say, Bree?
I agree. They backed her into a corner, but they're giving her an out.
Mm-hmm.
Where at least if she's able to say that, oh, he put me up to this, he said if I didn't agree to this, and like, I feel if she were to admit that she self-defense against Jeremy Stark, they can reset, and at least she wouldn't have destroyed her relationship with her kids.
Yeah, and that's what she should have done.
Yeah,
but hiding the body makes it so that she looks guilty.
My question
unless someone's really looking for Jeremy Stark, though.
Well, here's my question. What story is she going to tell? Is she just going to blame everything on Jeremy? Or is she going to want to still keep Diane in jail and say both her and Jeremy planned this together? I don't know. But then, because people been throwing different stories out there, I think the best way to move this storyline forward is just pin everything on Jeremy.
Yeah, she would have better luck blaming it on him than she would trying to involve Diane, knowing that Diane wasn't involved in it. It would be harder to prove that.
Yeah, because why would you if you were a part of this plan to do all of this or whatever, why would you put yourself in jail? Because that's the other problem with the whole thing by her saying Jeremy and Diane did this together, because it'd be like, why would you put yourself in jail? That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. So the
Yeah.
only way that they can write this out is just pin everything on Jeremy. He tried to set Diane up by trying to kill me, and this is none of my fault, and all this kind of stuff to cover her butt
Yeah.
from everything that she did. But that still doesn't explain, unless Diane walks away from this, because Diane could be like, no, I don't believe you. I believe you were in on it because you lied to me to get me up to the suite, saying that Kyle was sick. He wasn't even there. You fought with me and poked the bear, and you stole my ring because I had to take it back. So, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Her best bet is to just blame everything on Jeremy. He made her do it. He threatened her. He threatened her life, or he threatened to kill Jack, or threatened to kill Diane or Kyle or Summer or something. He threatened to hurt her family if she didn't do what he wanted her to do. And
Yep.
I think having her sign marriage paperwork and change her will that has him taking half of her assets or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
That to me that would help that story, because who in their right mind would just in a matter of weeks or days decide to marry somebody like him and give him half of your assets?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, to me, that just, and that's why it was stupid to me on Jeremy's part to go along with this, because you look guilty. You look more guilty than Diane did, because you suddenly now have access to Phyllis's money.
That's true.
That's her husband. And now she's dead. Or they think she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's so many. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, it fits into her character because Phyllis will never take accountability. I think she's going to put the blame wherever the wind blows, as long as she's able to be in the good graces of her kids. Because I think when she came back to that hotel, that hit her.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can't believe I did this.
I screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it gave her like a little bit of glimmer of reality. And I feel like she's just kind of coming to grips that she's pushed it too far. So I'm hoping, just like everyone else is, just throw it on Jeremy. Unfortunately, since we can't, see him anymore as a character.
Well, right. I mean, the interesting thing is that she actually thought her kids hated her that much that they wanted her gone. And it's like, yeah, did you do some stupid things over the past 8 months? Absolutely. However, you couldn't actually believe that your kids hated you that much that they didn't want you around on this planet. Come on. Kids get mad at their parents, and then you back friends with them again, or cool with them. You know what I mean? So she realized that what did I do all this for? Was it really worth it?
Right.
Because I honestly think. Go ahead.
I was just saying, she overreacted. That's what Phyllis does.
I honestly think that they should have They should have wrote a storyline where Diane shot her own self in the foot. Stop pushing the issue. Stop pushing Nikki and Ashley and all these other people to do things, because they're making her like. And I think Jenna said it in the comment section. They're making Diane the ultimate victim.
Yep.
Because everybody is coming after her. Let Diane fall on her own face so everybody's hands is clean. Then she can't, talk her way out of it if she do something stupid. But, I mean, for the last 8 months, I'm not saying that, she's some angel or whatever, because she's been throwing little jabs and trying to make them feel jealous and saying different things. I'm getting married and all this other stuff, right? But she also been doing a lot of lying, too. Because every time there was a new story came out, Jack and Kyle was like, okay, all right, is there anything else? No. Then something else come out. Okay, all right, are you sure there's nothing else? No. And then something else come out. That's on them. They were stupid enough to keep taking her lies, too.
Yeah.
So They should just let Diane create a storyline where Diane fall on her own face, and she just gotta pay the repercussions from it. Yep. Did we cover everything?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, let's move on. We gonna go over to the bold and the beautiful. Let me get my summary together. Oh. Okay. Let's see. For the bold and the beautiful. For the week of okay, let's see. We're still here. I'm just trying to get the summary, you guys, because my phone be tweaking sometimes. Okay.
I wonder.
Well, go ahead. Keep talking.
I was gonna say. I wonder if the writers might actually push Jack and Diane to actually get married during May sweeps, especially since Phyllis is going to reveal herself.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, I honestly don't have an issue with Jack and Diane being together. I think they look good together. I think they have chemistry. I just didn't like the way that it happened.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
And I've never really liked Jack and Phyllis as a couple anyway.
I disagree with you there.
You like? Wait a minute. You like Jack and Phyllis?
I love Jack and Phyllis. I feel like, yes, I know she's a hothead and she's a spitfire, but I kind of like the balance that she and Jack had. Mm-hmm. Whereas when she was with Nick, I feel like, I don't want to say like, they had feelings for each other, but it was just more so passionate. Neither one really grew from the other. That's why they were always back in the same cycle when it was like Nick, Phyllis, and Sharon. No one grew up from the situation. But I always loved her with Jack. They were like I grew up watching them together, and I thought they were just my favorite couple. I feel like no one fits Jack better than her. But that's just my opinion.
I actually liked Phyllis with Nicholas right before this last situation.
Yeah, same. I was a big Phyllis and Nick fan.
Bree, did you like Phyllis and Nick at all?
I liked them early on. Like, I liked them when they had the affair, which I know is bad. Mm-hmm. But it was hot. It was steamy. Like, I was very much into Phyllis and Nick at that time. It just, when Nick was kind of pulling a Liam where he was going back and forth between these women, the acting was incredible, but I felt really bad for both Sharon and Phyllis, especially Phyllis, because I feel like he was constantly dogging her and playing her, and I just don't ever, I feel like she's just one of the women that he uses to occupy his time. I feel like he loved her in the beginning when they got together, but I feel later down throughout the years, he likes her. He's attracted to her. Obviously, they have a great physical connection, but I don't really see him loving her like that. Whereas Jack loved her, and he wanted to be the father to her child. And it was just like, especially that baby storyline, that broke my heart for Jack. That's why I like him and Phyllis. It's just, that's just a big ding for me when it comes to like that couple.
Okay, wait a minute. You said Bree, you said a baby storyline. Are you talking about with Summer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like, you going way back, huh?
Yeah, like that's how like I love Phyllis and Jack, and I don't mind Phyllis and Nick, but is it love like that? No, I just don't feel that way.
Okay, gotcha. All right, I got the summary for Bold for the week of April 17th through the 21st. Brooke confides in Taylor her concerns about Hope, and Liam puts Thomas on notice. Steffi celebrates a memory-filled birthday with her loved ones. Taylor has an intense confrontation with Sheila, and Hope tells Deacon she knows what he did. Deacon visits his sexy nine-toed beauty, and Bill puts Katie on the hot seat in front of Carter. And RJ returns home to surprise his parents, and Sheila brings Deacon to tears. Okay, where you want to go? You want to start with Liam and Thomas?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, what y'all got?
I'm kind of liking seeing Liam. Well, I love seeing Liam squirm. I'm hoping this is where he gets to be in the shoes of the other women, and he kind of sees the position that he put both Hope and Steffi in. I'm hoping there will be egg on his face, and they break up, Hope and Liam, and he sees her with Thomas, because just the way he's been always this heroic hero hypocrite. I'm hoping we finally get to see a character change. Like, maybe this might turn him crazy. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, all this time he used to be the waffler. Hope, Steffi, Steffi, Hope, Hope, Steffi. Now, like you say, it's his turn to squirm. So I agree with you on that one. But I mean, don't he have a job? Why is he always over at Forrester? I mean, seriously, if he's not in front of Thomas, he's up in there talking to Hope. Then he was across the hall talking to Steffi. Should I be worried about Thomas? Steffi trying to affirm, no, you don't. I mean, it's like, dude, seriously? Go do some work.
You forgot El Giardino.
Oh, yeah, El Giardino, too. I mean, my goodness, do some work, dude.
What was his job? Does anyone know in the comment section now? What was Liam's job? Was he a computer techie? Was he a COO? Something, right?
He started out as a tech person. Like when he first came onto the show, he was a tech guy. I have no clue what he does now, though.
I have no idea.
I'm assuming Bill has both his sons in some type of executive room.
Yeah, I mean, I know Wyatt was saying, hey, did you get that meeting form or something? And I'm like, okay, at least we know he's still working at Spencer.
Do you think they got rid of Spencer Publications, or you think they might be updating that set? Because we haven't seen that in
ages.
Couple of months now.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen Bill's office. I'm guessing maybe, I don't know if maybe Deacon's apartment, since that's a set now, and what else? What have we been seeing mainly? Forster Creations, both of those offices. Deacon's apartment, Brooke's house,
Bill's place,
the little cabin.
Oh yeah, you're right. Bill's place. What was the other thing?
The cabin, Steffi's house,
El Giardino
hospital.
Yeah, the hospital.
Yeah, we haven't seen Spencer in a while.
I wonder if because El Giardino has been a location where scenes have been shot, maybe that replaced Bill's office. Maybe they had to tear that set down so they could. I don't know.
But we know that three dispensers are not at work. I mean, Bill has an excuse. He's a whole billionaire. But, like, where are these boys paying her due?
Yeah.
Besides,
we haven't seen the beach house either.
Nope.
No.
We haven't seen that either. Nope. So, I mean, did Taylor never moved in with Brooke, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
I thought she did.
Girl,
or was she still deciding?
I don't think she did, because remember they had that dinner at Brooke's house. The dinner with Ridge and what was supposed to be Hope and Liam too. That was at her house. So I don't think they would have done that if Taylor was living there.
Yeah,
which,
that's
by the way, You see how they show the dinner between them two, but they never showed us Taylor and Ridge's dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they really trying to
We only
push.
heard them talk about it. What'd you say?
Yeah, they trying to push Brooke and Ridge back together. Just get it over
Yes,
with already.
I know. It's so annoying. Like, how many times do we have to go through Brooke and Ridge breaking up and getting back together? Like, I am dreading the day that we have to see the scene that he proposes to Brooke again and they get married again. Like, I don't want to see it.
Right. I mean, why go through all of that whole thing in Aspen and him running around and then taking a leave, disappearing, and then working with the FBI, coming back, and then now you're putting him right back with Brooke.
Right. There was nothing different that came out of this whole scenario.
Nope.
Nothing different. And the two of them never learned.
Nope.
Y'all been together 30 years and y'all still make the same mistakes.
Yep.
The same mistakes.
I mean, at least Brooke and Taylor became friends, or at least they called a truce, because I can't really call this a real friendship. Especially the way that Brooke is keeping secrets from Taylor. And I think Taylor knows. Taylor senses what's going on. But no, they just go ahead and just give us Brooke and Ridge so we can move on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, this whole friendship pact is a farce. I mean, it was one thing y'all wanted the women to come together, sing Kumbaya, and we gonna eliminate Ridge out of the process. Okay, it's getting old. Number one, Brooke is holding not one but two secrets. You holding the secret from Christmas where you kiss Ridge under the mistletoe. And then you holding the secret about what happened at that dinner because she also swore Ridge to secrecy. And then you turn around and then when you get in front of Taylor at Forrester, then now you want to lie over of omission. Come on, go. I mean, go ahead.
I don't really feel like either of those things are that huge of a deal, honestly. And I think that it's just going to be one of those things that it happened and it's not going to be brought up again because nothing really truly did happen. Yeah, she was in front of him in her lingerie and they were basically breathing on each other, but nothing actually happened. So I don't think that they're going to. I don't think that they're even going to revisit that whole thing. I don't think it's going to be some huge secret that's being kept from Taylor and it's going to come out and everything is going to fall apart. I just think that it's going to be forgotten about. And my thing is, if you guys were truly, really friends, then anything that happened between her and Ridge shouldn't hurt your friendship, or vice versa. If there was something that happened between Taylor and Ridge, it shouldn't hurt your friendship. Otherwise, you're not really friends.
Well, go ahead, Bree.
But the whole purpose of them even like being friends was because they both agreed to be done with the same man. And the thing is, Brooke is preaching that she's over Ridge. She wants nothing to do with him. She has respect for him and doesn't want a relationship with him. But you shared a whole kiss with this man. You could have said no. You could have backed up. You had no problem saying no to anything else. And then when you came down in your lingerie, you saw this man was there. Well, actually, you could have just let that man just leave the house. He could have had wine, finish his wine at a whole bar. He didn't have to stay there. You knew he was still going to be there. And you came down with lingerie. You didn't have to like flirt and have conversation with this man. You could have sent him home. But she made a choice for herself, which she can do that. But don't preach one thing and then do a whole nother thing. That's why this is like a whole fake friendship with these two. And I feel like if they were just like a couple of girlfriends just getting to know each other, then yeah, it shouldn't matter. But they've been involved back and forth with the same man for 30 years, and they both still love this man. So that would kind of eat at Taylor if she were to find out.
Yeah, and then the thing is, if it's not a big deal, why are you telling Ridge don't say nothing about it?
Yeah.
To be fair, the kiss was before that truce, because that kiss happened back around Christmas time. The truce just happened about the two of them staying away from Ridge or whatever that truce was. That just happened a few weeks
Where
ago.
they ate the cake? Where they ate the cake and they left him in the office? Did that happen before or after?
I thought that was after
I
Christmas.
thought that was before.
Because the stuff came out about Thomas, and then Ridge had left, because Ridge was gone for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he left right. Okay, so at the end of November sweeps is when everything came out. The beginning of December is when, you know, the aftermath of all of that, right? So then it led us into, let me see when, hold on. Let me find out when they made that pact. Um Taylor. And if anybody in the comment section know, let me know. Taylor.
Because she wasn't speaking to Ridge around Christmas time. She was already kind of done with, because I think it was before. I probably got it wrong.
Let me see.
But I think,
Oop.
because it had to have been around, because the whole thing that came out about Thomas was around Thanksgiving time, right?
Right, it was part of November sweeps.
For some reason, I didn't think they made the truce to stay away from Ridge until they got deeper into their friendship.
Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. Jenna said before Christmas. And you know Jenna be on it. Jenna be on it. Jenna said that was before Christmas.
I mean, but we can't really expect much from Brooke. She's never going to be faithful in any relationship she's going to be with.
Oh my God.
So what I'm going to be annoyed about is if they go through all of this and nothing comes out of it, as far as at the very least, let Brooke, even if it does come out, even if they do make a big deal about the kiss at Christmas and the dinner thing, I would like for them to at least let Brooke and Taylor remain friends, and Taylor just look at it as, you know what, I can't control your emotions or your feelings. He obviously wants to be with you. I'm not going to stand in the way of that, because otherwise this was all for nothing.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
all
so
of this drama and ridiculousness was for nothing.
I got it. Brooke and Taylor eat cake as friends to celebrate dumping Ridge was December 16th.
Oh, so
yeah, they dumped him, but when did they make the pact?
Because remember what that whole thing when they dumped Ridge that day, when they said we're choosing us, we don't need you, and they sent him out. Well, of course, Thorsten K took a 3-month hiatus right after, because that's when he left right after Christmas. But at that point, you talking about a 2-week period between December 16th and a week, because Christmas would have been that next week. After Christmas, he disappeared. So somewhere within that week,
actually sit there and say we're going to make a pact, because I remember them talking about it, and then they did the little pinky swear thing with each other. I thought that was more recent. I know that they were saying we're choosing ourselves, but there was a more specific conversation that said we're going to make a pact with each other, and I thought that was the more recent thing.
I feel like the storyline with them is so monotonous. It's like they repeat the same thing. So like, you're not going to be with Rich, right? You're not going to be with Rich, right? So I can understand, because I forgot about that whole pinky swear thing.
Yeah, they said according to they tell them that the competition is over. If Ridge is in their lives, it's great, but if he's not, it's 1-2. They don't need to be with Ridge to be happy. They say it on repeat and laugh, wondering why. And then of course, Steffi came in. So Hope and Steffi came in. So they had the breakup at the office. They came home. They got that cake. The girls came in. All of that happened on the 16th. And I know that that whole kiss started an uproar in social media because people were saying, see, Brooke didn't even tell Taylor about that kiss. So something, and I would have to go day by day between the 16th and the 25th, which we don't have that kind of time. But I would have to go through that week to find out what was it that when Brooke kissed Ridge and didn't say anything about it, why everybody was in such, because I remember that. I'm like, oh, you're not going to tell your girlfriend about that, huh? I remember
I thought
saying
that
that.
the uproar was just simply because they had just told each other we don't need him. We're moving on with our lives, whatever it was. I didn't think that was because they told each other that they were making a pact to stay away from Ridge or whatever their little
Mm-hmm.
pact was.
Gotcha. What did
That
y'all
was
think about this
was.
whole thing with Katie, well, with Bill having the gall
Ugh.
to ask Katie out to dinner in front of Carter?
Katie,
And I know that's your man, Bree.
Katie was weak in that moment because all she needed to say to Bill was, "I'm not interested. I'm not interested in you. My feelings have not changed. I'm with Carter and I'm happy, and that's it." And she was doing all of that. That yes, Bill, I will always love you. You know, you're the father of my son. Blah blah blah, and doing all of that wishy washy crap. No, just tell that man that you're not interested in him. Your boyfriend is standing right there next to you. That's all you need to say. I'm not interested. We can parent our child without being together. You go back to the love of your life and you go beg for her to be with you and leave me alone.
What you got, Bree?
This is the most wish-washiest relationship because weren't they questioning? Wasn't Carter questioning if he was in the friend zone?
Yep.
And Katie don't know what she wants. I think she's leaning more towards going back to Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that she turns him down, but poor Carter. There's no. I mean, I'm right here for him, but there's no one else for Carter. This is an entire drought because he doesn't have much options after Katie from that point. And a lot of people are going to say, like, you put him with Donna.
No,
but
put him with Taylor.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, that's his only option at this point if Katie goes back to Bill.
Wait a minute, wait. If Katie, oh, you talking about Carter? And no, I was saying put Carter with Bill.
Oh, well, you know about that.
I mean Carter with Bill.
I know what you meant. You meant Taylor with Bill.
I meant Taylor.
You meant Taylor with Bill.
I mean,
those ratings would skyrocket.
Oh my God! I am sorry, you guys. Taylor with Bill, not Carter. Taylor with Bill.
Yeah, I think I've already expressed my feelings about Taylor and Bill being together.
That's a no for you.
It's another. He's another one that's obsessed with Brooke.
Oh.
So I mean, a lot of people on the show have though, and
not Carter.
He might have no choice. It might break him. He might end up. I mean, I don't really see the chemistry. They never really chem test. I honestly feel they chem test Bill and Taylor
right
this week. Mm-hmm. So I was hoping, even though I don't really care for Katie and Carter like that, I'm hoping that she rejects Bill and they finally, give Taylor and Bill a shot. I mean, I don't see why not.
They need to get Taylor somebody. I mean, seriously, if you're going to have Ridge go back to Brooke, if you're going to have Katie having Bill and Carter fight over her, I mean, who else is left? Taylor is just back in LA with nobody.
Taylor is basically the female version of Carter.
Yep.
Like, they just can't seem to find a man for her, and they can't seem to find a woman for Carter.
And Paris either.
Yeah. Well, Paris ruins her own relationships.
Yeah, she does. About to say, like, there's another Forrester on the loose.
Yeah, RJ is there now.
Oh no! I mean, I guess you could put RJ with Paris, right?
Paris, yeah.
They about the same age.
Yeah. My final thoughts about the Katie and Bill thing is there's been nothing that has changed about Bill since before the Sheila Carter thing. She didn't want nothing to do with Bill because of his feelings for Brooke, and that whole confession about how it's always been her and she's always been the love of his life that she witnessed. So why on earth would she change her mind and go back to him just because he helped put Sheila in jail? Like, that just makes no sense.
Nope. I don't know that. Go ahead.
Katie's a female simp.
Oh.
And she's a professional female simp. Just the fact that she's forgiven this man for the craziest things. Mm-hmm. I honestly feel like she's indebted to this. I don't want to say indebted, but he's a part of her at this point. They share a child together. There's no point in really going back and forth. You're familiar with him. Hopefully age to kind of slow his antics down. But you've forgiven him for the most heinous things. You might as well try to make it work with this man. You already have a family with this man. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I guess, girl. I mean, Katie was adamant. She was adamant about staying away from Bill. And then all of a sudden, he came back, saved the day. She kissed him. That's what Carter, speaking of kisses that don't nobody know about, Carter don't know about that one either. She kissed that man.
Oh, yeah. I was hoping, I really wanted Bill to say something. I really wanted Bill to say something like, so that kiss meant nothing.
Ooh, girl. Carter would have been devastated.
Maybe next week. I hope so. I'll keep my fingers crossed for that.
And then Bill was like, shoot, you don't mind no competition, do you? I'm like, my goodness. I mean, he did not care.
I mean, the man was being straight up disrespectful to Carter, and Katie just stood there.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Girl, I was sitting up there looking at Carter like, man, listen, maybe you need to just pack up your stuff and leave LA, because it ain't working. And I mean, the last you tried with Zoe, you tried with Paris, you now tried with Katie, you tried with Quinn. Everybody just up and left you. The last stop is Brooke.
Oh Lord.
Goodness, not the grand finale.
Bill had no chance there.
No.
You know what would work for him? If they send him, and I don't want to wish this on my man at all. I love Carter, but him and Victoria would kind of work because he's all about the woman that he's with. I will give him that. Mm-hmm. And she needs a man who's all about her because she's a selfish hypocrite.
I don't know about that one, Bree.
They be thirsty for each other.
But the problem with Victoria is that I don't think after a while Victoria probably won't respect him because she needs somebody. That's why Ashlyn and her got along so well, because she met her match. Mm-hmm. Whereas you put somebody like Nate is good for right now because he's sweet and maybe he shows a little assertiveness. Carter is just really nice, very nice, and I don't think Victoria probably have him for lunch. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of anybody for my man since I can't be
Elena. Elena. You heard her say Elena?
That would bore him. He likes wild women. We see he was just with Quinn.
But that's the problem. Wild women usually don't last long for him because they see him as a nice little plaything, and then when they're done with him.
But even the good girl Katie is putting him in a friend zone.
Because she like, and why? Because she needs somebody with some edge, and Bill has all of it, and some.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's
unfortunate.
What you say?
They need to edge Carter's character up. He's all that handsome, all that fit, and they don't use him to, the best of his abilities. Well, he could be another bad boy. I hope.
Listen, then they need to edge up Liam too, because Liam, oh my God, jeez. Yeah, Liam, all of them, Liam, Carter, Nicholas, who else I can throw in that box? Jack.
Chance.
I keep forgetting about Chance. I've never really liked the character Chance like that. He was just an afterthought, and I hate to say that. And the character, like, I understand he was a war hero, all, like, that's wonderful, but never really got invested in him.
Jenna said, what happened to Justin? Justin is kind of spicy.
Right.
I can't remember the last time we saw Justin.
Justin was trying to sell secrets to Forrester. That's the last time we heard.
I was expecting him to come out through the whole Sheila thing, and I'm surprised they didn't use him for that.
Yeah.
It's J Money say you want to edge Carter up. Do what I said and have him represent Sheila and get her off when Katie betrays him and let him have an affair with her. Carter and Sheila Carter?
Mm-mm.
Oh no. That is a hard pass. I don't think so. Not that one.
And if they're gonna put Sheila back in a relationship, I like Sheila and Deacon together.
I actually like Deacon. Yeah, I like Sheila and Deacon. They're a good fit. And I'm telling you, they be tearing up his little apartment. Be busted out the sweats red and the bed all tore up. Yeah, they work. That works. But did you see Deacon today? Deacon was like, please don't hate me.
Oh, yeah, begging for her forgiveness. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, like, Deacon, Sheila was ready to throw you to the curb.
For Bill. And a whole estate.
Mm-hmm. He asked her several times to be with him and not with Bill. And she was like, she was rubbing it in his face almost. Like, Bill is everything I've ever wanted in a man. He's got money. He's got power. He's this. He's that. I'm sorry, but what we had was fun, but Bill is the one, like, just crushing poor little Deacon's soul.
Right.
And here Deacon is begging her to forgive him.
Girl, yeah. Do he miss her or does he miss the hot nights?
I think it's a little of both. I think he truly, really did care about her. Or else he wouldn't have been up in that jail. If it was just the hot nights, he wouldn't have been up in that jail visiting her, asking her to forgive him.
You sure he didn't want a conjugal visit? Because the way he was looking and begging and crying and carrying on, you would think Sheila be like, can we have a room, please? So he can make up for all that lost time. But I know one thing, Taylor and Bill went up in there, and I'm like, how many times y'all gonna jump in that woman's face? You do realize she'll probably be out next week.
Yeah, that was pointless.
I mean, dang, Lee learned the hard way. She did that stuff last time, and next week she was out. Oh my God! Next thing we saw with Lee, she was tattered up, smoked up, hair all over her head. Like, well, you poked the bear. She came after you. But I don't know. I would say this week it was pretty blase to me. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
you know. Now, oh, I gotta say this. It was actually Jacqueline McInnes Wood's birthday on Monday the 17th. And she announced on the talk that she's actually pregnant again with her fourth child.
Yep.
Yay!
Her and her husband Elon is definitely trying for that girl.
You think so?
Yeah, they got 3
I think
boys.
yeah, and she said that both of them are only children in their families, and they both just want a big family in general.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm hoping she get her girl this time.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
but man,
go ahead.
They don't mess around.
I know. Look like that girl pregnant every other year. But hey, she got. I think she is 35, maybe something like that.
I think she's 36.
She's 36.
She's in her mid-30s. She's in her mid-30s. So yeah.
Yeah. So she's trying to get in while she got her fertility window, and they having them babies like. But it's good that if she does have a girl, she'll have 3 big brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
I know.
And good for her, but she is pregnant almost every other year, and
every other year.
My thing is,
snap that body right back in place.
I know, right? I will say she's a clean eater. She has all her little videos and stuff on Instagram where she's juicing and doing all this stuff. The girl works out. She works out really hard.
Yeah, she does. I love her. I love her IG.
Yep. But what I was going to say, I'm wondering if they're going to work a baby into the storyline. Probably not, because Hayes ain't even that old. She had Hayes when she was in between pregnancies.
Yeah, I think Hayes was the only one that they worked her pregnancy into the storyline, because Kelly, I think the character had already given birth before she announced that she was pregnant, or found out that she was pregnant. So they may just ignore it like they did the last one.
Because you know who else is pregnant? I don't know if you noticed that today. On The Young and the Restless, she had that big old bag of food that she bought Billy. Melissa Claire Egan is pregnant too with her second child. So I'm assuming they're not. If they're having her cover up with big bags and stuff like that, they're probably not going to put her pregnancy write it in the storyline.
No, because they're starting a whole new romance, and they got to try to still make it sexy and fun, and they got to still do a love scene, like all that, for Chelsea and Billy. I will say, she does snap. Jacqueline snaps all the way back, like she's never had a kid.
Right.
So good for her. But she's messing up these storylines.
Yeah, because you know what? Once she leaves, she goes for a while. You know what I'm saying? So, Nana said that the last one baby and this new baby is 11 months apart.
Oh.
Did she have? Wait a minute. Did she have a baby at the beginning? Wait a minute. She did have a baby in March of last year, right?
Yeah, because I think the kids are born around the same time.
Yeah, I think one was, 2000... Her first one was 2018 or 19?
Let's see.
And then the second one was like 2021 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, she did just turn... Wait. Yeah, she did just turn 36. I think... Yeah, hold on, fam. Personal life. Okay, so she had the first one in March of 2019. And then she had one in 2021, February. And then she had the last son, Lennox. No, the third her that's the second son is Lennox. The third son is Brando, that she had May 2022. That baby ain't a year old yet. It'll be a year old next month.
She moved quick.
Girl,
wow.
Listen. Hey, she's trying to have that big family. If they're looking to have a big family, well, she's off to a great start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good for her. But she messing up these storylines. Because I remember when she was pregnant. Well, I think this is the COVID where she had the drug the addiction storyline. That they cut short within like 2 weeks, that I feel that she could have really took off and acted. There was so much potential with that. But it makes me wonder, since Hope and Liam are having problems, Hope is like daydreaming about Thomas, maybe Steffi and Liam might hook up, and for sure
I hope not.
No.
But listen,
because they got to work the pregnancy in somehow.
They just hide it. They've hidden all of her other pregnancies except one.
Yeah, Jenna said, did y'all hear that Fan was leaving? Is he?
Oh, I hope that's not true.
Man, we finally got Steffi a man.
Yeah, I don't want her to fall back into that triangle. Because if Finn leaves, they're going to put her back in that triangle.
What triangle? Because, if Hope moved to Thomas.
Yeah, they get rid of the triangle.
And we know that Hope is ready to get her back broke in, so whatever it's called.
Yeah. The way she hopped up quick after
that was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Like, not even just like, not tired, not smiling. She was like, no, I gotta go check on my mom. Bye. And then just the way she's just been thinking about, like, even like subtle touches of Thomas. She definitely wants him. I cannot wait for that scene when they finally get together. The chemistry.
Listen, like I said, it better be better than the Devon Abbey across the whole house scene. Because
it's got to be harder than that.
Yeah, it's got to be better than that. Because they tried on The Young and the Restless selling us with all that you had to question whether it was daytime TV or not. Seriously, when the last time that we seen anything like that? Probably 3 or 4 years, with the whole Adam throwing Sharon up against the wall. But yeah, that was it. We haven't really seen any hot sex scenes. Devon they were all over his penthouse.
Yes. Actually, I had to.
What'd you say?
Do a double take at Devon. I had to do a double take at Devon because I never really looked at Devon's a good-looking guy, but I never looked at him like that. I was like, oh, okay, so this is what you do in your spare time. Nice.
Seriously. Girl, they was the stereo, the floor, the stairs. I was like, dang, really? It's like that? So, when it comes to Thomas and Hope, they better not. Maybe they're going to make that the big wow factor of May sweeps.
Maybe.
That would send everyone crazy. Liam's head would explode. What if Liam walked in on that?
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Listen, you see how he reacted when he saw Thomas kissing that mannequin. Can you imagine if he actually saw them mid-stroke? Come on now.
He would lose his mind.
You think he was screaming? You think he was screaming at Forrester? That man would be screaming from here to Kalamazoo.
That might send him into Brooke's arms.
Oh God, please. No.
As long as he stays away from my girl Steffi.
Well, they gotta. Who else could they put him with though? There's no one else. Liam, because once Hope is done and Steffi's still married. I mean, who does he have left?
Jenna said they will have to call a hospital if Liam saw that. Go ahead though.
He might. I would be so happy if I seen it, because we got kind of a glimpse when we saw Hope in Thomas's arms when he broke her fall. I feel I feel Liam's gonna walk in on something.
Ooh, that would be so great. Hey, he walked in on his mom and Bill when they was tearing that room apart. But I know he didn't. He was looking shocked and amazed, like, "What the heck did I walk in on?" But we need that scene with Thomas and Hope and Liam walking in on them.
Yes,
Girl,
that would make the year.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to complain about though?
What?
Every single week, we get a monologue from Thomas about how amazing Hope is. They did it again this week.
Or him apologizing. It's like,
yeah,
he on a whole
like,
apology
just shut
tour.
up about it.
Exactly.
Just shut up about it and be normal and work. We don't need a weekly monologue about how you've changed and how you're so grateful that Hope is in your life and a mother to your son and blah blah blah. Like, stop it. Just be normal. Go on dates with other women and stop kissing Hope's butt.
I agree with that. If she saw him go on a bunch of dates, or like women kissing on him or flirting with him, that might send her into the conniption. And I would love to see, like, Liam see his wife unraveling the same way she blew up at Brooke. I want her to kind of blow up at Liam even more, and she unravels each time she sees Thomas with another woman. I think she's going to go after Thomas in the end of this.
Yeah.
It has to be. It has to be her going after him. Because if it's the other way around, then it's going to be he manipulated her. He, just like it was before when they were, and I put in air quotes, when they were together, it was because everybody said it was because Thomas manipulated her and she didn't really want to be with him. She was just trying to make sure Liam and Steffi were together, or whatever the excuse was. Like, it has to solely be her initiating everything with Thomas. Otherwise, the storyline doesn't work.
Exactly. Yeah, it has to be all on her. You are exactly right. Don't give him any inkling where he's the one that's initiating anything. Now, that whole thing, because remember last week at the end on Friday, he told Liam, even if she was to come after me, I would still turn her down. That's interesting. So what if Hope decided to come after him and Thomas tell her no?
I would enjoy that so much.
Me too. After all of that.
Yep. I would thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay, so hold on. In the comment section, do you, and I saw this because Annika, right before I got on this live, Annika was live on Instagram with one of the producers, and they were asking the fans, should they do Thomas and Hope? And of course, it was mixed because some people know she needs to stay with Liam. So, in my comment section over here on YouTube, drop whether you think Thomas should say no to Hope. So write no, or they should put Thomas and Hope together. So either write no or together in the comment section. Let's see what they say. Now, what do you got? No or together, Bree?
Oh, I definitely want to see Hope and Thomas together. I feel it's about time. I mean, they put Steffi and Rick together. I mean, they made so many switches. Plus, Hope and Thomas have always had an attraction to one another. Mm-hmm. Thomas more than Hope, but she had no problem kissing on him and using him whenever she needed to get something over on Liam. So I want to see that build up. I want to see her combust, and her mother sees her daughter combust and slowly start turning into her, maybe. I don't know.
And what about you, Keish? No or together?
No.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but my no's have caveats.
Uh
I don't want
oh.
them together immediately. I want him to turn Hope down, and I want him to date other people, and I want Hope to basically beg to be with him.
Gotcha. It's a bunch of no's in the comment section. I'm shocked at that. Because a lot of people was, okay, I want to see Hope play two personalities, stepbrother. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, 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 no. It's only a couple people that I'm on the fence because I would like to see either or. I would like for him to have a whole girlfriend and Hope suffer.
Yep.
She at the same time, if they did put them in a whole rapturous dark room with candles, I would be okay with that too. And Liam walking in on it. Yep.
Yeah. Any type of torture that they can give Liam, I'm for that too.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, so it's a lot of no's. Okay, it's a lot of folks that don't want them together. So now we had RJ come back this week, and a lot of people. I know some folks were saying somebody was messaging on social media saying that they think he's supposed to be gay. Some folks, the spoilers are saying that him and Thomas are gonna go head and head.
Yeah, I assumed that was probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Over what?
Well, I mean, I don't know what he's coming back to do, and and according to the spoilers, he's supposed to get some type of offer from Ridge Senior. So what is that? What is that? A job or what? Then go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was agreeing.
Oh, and then there's this whole thing about them saying that Thomas is not going to be happy that Ridge is going to try to push his parents together. Ridge Jr. is RJ pushing his parents together, which Thomas is not going to be happy about that because that will cause problems between his mom and Brooke or something. That I saw in Soap Opera Digest. So I don't know. I guess he's back to start some type of trauma. And even Jenna said that. Jenna said he came back to put mommy and daddy back together.
Yeah, and that's what my assumption was when I saw that they were bringing RJ back. Was that he's gonna be the one that is gonna try to get Ridge and Brooke back together, and probably also confront Thomas about his little shenanigans that hurt his mom.
Yeah, that's true.
So I could totally see RJ and Thomas having a contentious relationship.
Jay Money said looks like he will be working on their social media and digital content division. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. He said he was an influencer, and he basically gets paid to travel around and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yep. Okay, I thought I saw something else in these comments. Jenna want to see Hope play two personalities. Okay, Jenna. And Jay Money said Thomas is going to absolutely ravage Hope. Jay Money been asking for, yeah. Jay Money been asking ravage.
Not ravage on a Friday night.
Listen, Jay Money has been wanting the Hope Thomas connection for the longest.
Me too. Me too. We just on his boat alone. It's okay.
All right. Let's see. Did we cover? We talked about the. Oh, and then they hit 9,000 episodes. Now, Keisha, I know you don't like replays and rehashes or whatever they. How do you describe it? Where they show old scenes.
Reenactions.
The flashback.
Yeah, flashbacks. What did you like to? Oh, okay. So you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, she's one of my all-time favorite soap characters, so I definitely watched hers.
Okay, gotcha. Um, yeah, I just don't. And then at the end, they had these little fireworks in the upper corner of the TV
The little
screen that
fake
said,
fireworks.
"Yeah, talking about 9,000." Man, come on. I know y'all only got 18 minutes an episode to do what you need to do, but I'm like, okay. All right, 9,000 episodes. So that's pretty much what happened this week. Deacon was crying. Katie, Bill, Carter, we talked about that. RJ back. Steffi and her birthday. Taylor, Sheila, and Bill. And then the whole thing with Thomas being confronted. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we covered everything on that. So let's do our final two segments, and we're gonna wrap it up because I know it's almost 10:30 where you're at. Keisha, where you at, Bree? Bree, she there?
Uh-oh.
Oh my.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you
you now.
now.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay. So you're an hour ahead of me too. It's almost 10:30 there. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and do our flip the script segment. So, for those that don't know, if you have a particular scene or storyline that you wish you could change, this is where we flip the script. So, who want to go first for the Young and the Restless?
Bree, you can go first.
Let's see. For flip the script, instead of, my goodness, I'm trying to think.
We can come back to you if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead,
For,
Keish. What you got?
So mine would have been a whole revamp of this thing that happened with Phyllis. And instead of her being a part of this plan, that it actually would have been Jeremy who kidnapped her and forced her to do all of the stuff that she did as far as signing over her assets to him and the little marriage certificate or whatever, and her actually and her getting out of it because she had to defend herself, which she really didn't have to do. But I would have liked for it to have been where we, the audience, actually thought that there was a chance that Phyllis was dead as well. And then it was revealed to us that she wasn't really dead, which, I mean, we could have guessed that she probably was going to come back, but I just would have liked for it to have been written better and made it to where Phyllis was the actual victim of the whole thing and not part of the plan and then became the victim.
Yeah, kind of like how they did Finn for a while. He was just off
Yes.
screen, and then boom, he was back.
Yeah. And I know that it wouldn't have been believable with Phyllis because she's a staple character on YNR, but it still would have been, it would have made for a better storyline if we like really thought that there was a possibility that she was dead, or that, you know, maybe he did try to kill her or something like that instead of her being a part of it.
Gotcha. All right, you ready, Bree, or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Audra, when she was listening at the door, listening to Nate and Victoria, and then Nick came, I wish she had told Nick to call the ambulance or call security. Victoria's in danger. Bus open the door and catches.
Oh, that would have been good. Oh my God, there's something happening in Victoria's office. Somebody get security, and they all bust up in there and be like, "Oh,
Yep.
That's a good one. That's good. That's funny. That would have been hilarious." Okay, let me see, because I was busy listening at y'all. I would have. I don't know. I mean, that whole thing with Tucker and Ashley was just weird to me. The moment he said I couldn't get Devon to sign something, and she said, "Well, I guess you didn't do your job," I would have sent her right out that door. Like, okay, you know what? It's time for you to leave. You're not gonna continue to keep trying to play me.
Yeah.
I'm over it. What am I supposed to do? Throw the man down put something up against his head and tell him, you better buy my company, you better take it over. No,
Right.
you can leave. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what you got for bowl?
For flip the script.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. For flip the script, it's gonna be a shocker. Liam leaves Forrester. He gets in his car. He goes to work.
You said Liam actually goes and does his actual job instead of harassing Thomas.
It's strange, but it could happen.
That is hilarious.
That was pretty funny.
All right, what you got, Keish?
Mine is in the scene with Katie, Bill, and Carter. When Bill was talking all that mess, it would have been nice if Katie would have put her foot down with him and said, I'm not interested. I don't want to go out to dinner with you. There's no need for us to go out to dinner. I'm happy with Carter. Bye-bye.
Was that bye-bye? She should have just made just actually, like you said, put her foot down and made it perfectly clear.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. My flip the script for this past week would have been Thomas calling security to tell Liam to have him escorted out the door. It's like, dude, I'm trying to work. Steffi's trying to do her job. Hope is trying to do her job. And Thomas is trying to do his job. And you keep coming up here bothering somebody. So I know, Bree, you wanted to send him to his job. How about Charlie, instead of doing his theatrics and his comedy skit, why won't you escort Liam out the building?
Or what would be even better is Hope telling him, you got to stop coming up here and causing problems.
And threaten him. Look, the next time you just show up unannounced, I'm gonna call security. You can't keep coming up here. We all got. I mean, who can you imagine? Just imagine that somebody's spouse continuously coming up in the office, yelling about whether or not somebody coming after his wife.
Right.
Girl, that's crazy.
He wouldn't be embarrassed.
It's embarrassing. And it also shows a lack of security of the company, because normally these jobs, you got to have key fobs and everything. You can't just walk up in there because your spouse worked there.
Well, I'm assuming it's probably a little bit different for them because Liam is family.
Liam is annoying. He can call. Wait till you get. Is this something that y'all can discuss when you get home, or can you call her? Because you can't just be coming up in the. But see, it's not just him talking to Hope. He's talking to other employees.
Yeah.
It's like, look, call security and have him escorted out. You gotta go, dude. Sorry. All right, who's taking seats? We gotta do the take the seats segment. So for Young and the Restless, who you got taking seats?
My Young and the Restless, take a seat. Oh man, I didn't pick a take a seat. Let me see what happened this week. Nate can take a seat.
Who? Nate. Oh, okay.
Victoria don't owe loyalty to anybody, but Nate can take a seat because he's dead wrong. He keep going back and forth about his feelings for Victoria. He just needs to make up his mind and either break up with Elena or be done with Victoria.
Exactly.
And stop all that little flippy floppy. Also, Jack can take a seat for the way he yelled at
Michael.
Michael. I ain't like that. I did not like that at all.
I'm surprised he didn't get thrown out of the jail for throwing that chair.
Oh yeah, that too. I mean, his little hissy fits.
Right. What you got, Bree, for Y&R?
I think I got two this week. I think I have Nick and I think I have Billy. Nick, I don't know what's going on with his character, but he used to be this heartthrob. All these women were like throwing themselves at him, and now he has to kind of pick up his brother's scraps, if you will. Not to call her a scrap, but you know, been through many. And then with Billy, I remember this week him and Kyle had like an argument. And Kyle read him the riot act with that, and I agree with it because Billy can't hold not one job position. I don't know how this man qualifies to be a CEO of anything. What are the qualifications in Genoa City?
Being related to somebody.
Right.
He was CEO with Chancellor Winters.
Well, here's the crazy thing with him. He was telling Lily, this is not my calling. This is not what I was supposed to do. I don't like the business world. And then now you co-CEO of Jabot.
He don't know what he want to do.
Exactly.
But you know what? I'll say in that scene, Bree, I thought Kyle was actually rude to him. Like, I get his frustration, but it was like Billy there wouldn't have been anything right that Billy could have said that would have satisfied Kyle. Because he just don't like him.
He never liked Billy because he slept with Summer. And I think he never got over that.
Yeah, well, he need to move on. Not to me.
I know, right?
Sorry.
That's funny. All right. Both y'all take a seat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I gotta throw Summer in a seat because I mean her talking to Chance and at the GCAC, I'm like, girl, he ain't telling you nothing else. Stop asking. And then when Kyle shows up, Kyle just wailed in on Chance, and she did nothing to stop it. She could have easily said, "No, I tracked him down."
Yeah.
Yeah, I came looking for Chance. Chance is not harassing me. That whole thing. Summer, please. I understand your mama, but you like hell on wheels right now.
Yeah,
and then I guess you guys put everybody. You got Jack in the seat and all that, but I think if I had, I'm Phyllis. I just the writers and whatever. That was so unbelievable having her drag that body out of there. Come on.
Yeah.
We ain't stupid, okay? And
well, we put Phyllis in a permanent seat.
Right, she's in a seat every week.
Phyllis is gonna be in that seat for a hot minute until she gets it together.
Oh yeah, Jenna said Kyle need to take a seat for threatening a cop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did because he thought that Summer was being harassed. That's what I'm saying. Summer should have spoke up and said, "No, I came looking for him." You about to get your husband put in jail for threatening police.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't the first time Kyle was rude to Chance. Just he just mad because Chance arrested his mom.
Yeah. Okay, what y'all got for Bo? And then I gotta read some of these folks that's dropping seats in the comment section.
I have Katie in a seat. I'm gonna need for her to sit down on Bill's couch, go back to her man that she keeps forgiving, and leave my man Carter alone. That's simple.
Oh my God, you so funny. What you got, Keish?
Katie was also my take a seat. Because I didn't like that whole scene with Bill. Where she just stood there and let him disrespect her man.
Yep. Gotcha. Liam is in a permanent seat because you just stay at the building. Just stay away. Just go discuss that at home. I mean, if this was any other company, you would have been fired by now because you just never at work. So go over to Spencer and take a seat.
Yes.
I gotta give Deacon a seat too. Unfortunately, as much as I love them two together, that girl dissed you for money and an estate. And you come up in there acting like a royal simp, crying, telling me, don't hate me. Dude, she left you. If this whole thing hadn't came out and Bill was for real, she would have been over there with him. She might have
Exactly.
would have made him a sneaky link, but she would have been living with Bill. She was about to marry that dude, had a whole ring and everything, even though it was fake.
Right.
But she was gonna marry him and leave you in the dust. So yeah, Deacon, you need to go sit in the corner and think about all of that.
Right. Now let me ask y'all something.
Mm-hmm.
What does Deacon think that can really happen between the two of them? Let's say Sheila does get out of jail. Hope is not going to accept Deacon and Sheila dating each other.
Deacon is hoping, like, what's the name? How that song go? And I think it's by the guy. What is Justin Timberlake? Love, Sex, and Magic. That's what. That's
well,
what.
He gonna need a whole lot of magic in order for Hope to accept that relationship.
Oh my goodness.
Sheila would just have to be a permanent sneaky link.
Yes.
And keep them 9 toes covered so nobody knows it's you. That's the only way that's going to be able to work. But unless they do a complete redemption, like redemption for Sheila, but that will never happen. I don't understand why. I mean, maybe because it's the bad girl thing. Maybe because she's giving him time and attention. But Brooke is still single.
Hey, listen. He's getting psychopathic, sociopathic loving. That girl is probably absolutely crazy in bed. So that's probably like, oh yeah, he over there like.
But you know what? I'm gonna think.
Go ahead, Keisha.
Deacon hasn't even attempted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Deacon hasn't even attempted to get at Brooke since she's been single, has she?
Nope.
Nope. So whatever Sheila's doing, it's even Bill had a curiosity too.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He got to taste that Kool-Aid, remember?
Yep. Yeah. No one told him to do it.
Nope.
He chose to do it.
Exactly.
He sure did.
Exactly. For a moment, Sheila was getting all the dudes.
Oh, goodness.
Which was a refreshing change.
Right. They gave Brooke a break.
Right.
Okay.
They gave her a break in 30 years.
I know, right? Okay, so J Money. Oh, wait a minute. Back it up. Okay, Jenna said Jack can take a seat. J Money said his take a seat is Summer. She was so blindly adamant about Diane being her mother's killer, she literally told Kyle she needs his mother to be the killer. Yeah, she did say that, didn't she? She need that to be. Dewan said Phyllis can take a seat. Elena Dawson said parent blocking. Nick can take a seat. Jenna said Kyle can also take a seat. Nick sure does like taking his brother's kids and women. He said hide your wife and your kids. Jenna says Billy has no clue who he wants to be. Okay, she also said Kyle needs to take a seat, threatening a cop. Phyllis is going to be in an electric seat when they get her for killing Stark. Bust her for killing Stark. Jenna said Bill need to take a seat on Bowl. She also said Liam need to take a seat. Charlie needs to take a seat. I might agree with that one.
Charlie.
Yeah, because every time he got to make this whole grand interest. Even Ridge was like, what am I paying this guy for?
Right.
And that's a good question because you can't keep Liam out the building. So
yeah.
You can stop. Go ahead. What you say?
I was gonna say he was only working the day that Thomas needed to go, or whenever Thomas shows up, he tends to do his job.
Yeah, and then he stopped RJ at the door until I guess RJ had to explain himself, and then he give all those theatrics.
Yeah, he can be annoying sometimes.
Who? Charlie?
Charlie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and I'm glad that the writers put that in there with Ridge looking at him like, what is wrong with this dude? And then said, why am I paying this guy? I was like, okay, that was a good one. Because I was thinking the same thing, Ridge. Um, the whole week on Bold and the Beautiful can take a seat. that was that was Helena.
Slow this week.
What'd you say?
I said it was pretty slow this
It
week.
was slow this week. Um, Hope just may accept it because then she would feel justified in the feelings for bad boy Thomas. Taylor is crazy too. Any more seats in here? Okay, look like nothing else would be fun if Sheila gets out of jail. Why? Every time we had this, it looked like somebody wants Sheila to be pregnant. It's like, no, that's not gonna happen.
I know.
Is it the same?
Yes. Sheila is not going to be pregnant. This girl is having postmenopausal romance.
Right.
So no. Not saying that there are very rare instances where people who are in their late 50s, early 60s can have kids, but yeah, not Sheila. Sheila is a whole grandma.
Yes. A whole grandma, and the only child that might pop up, or if she had more children that we don't know about.
Exactly. You know what? But what is so interesting, I thought about this today, is this whole thing with Lucy. Look at who both of her grandmothers are. Phyllis.
Lucy has no chance.
Phyllis and Sheila Carter. Oh my God, the genetics. Woo-wee. Girl.
Well, I mean, we see that Phyllis's kids are normal.
No. And honestly, I kind of would want to see if they could do something with the Lucy character. I don't know if she's going to be on as much or whether she's on recurring status or not. But yeah, that would be interesting because of who her grandmothers are. Oh my goodness. That would be crazy. Crazy,
we
crazy.
Have another Allie.
I know, right?
The beautiful Allie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to think what spoilers I saw for next week. Hold on. I might throw a couple nuggets out there. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, so RJ does get a lucrative offer from his father, like what we thought. He's probably going to head up that social media division. On the Young and the Restless side, let me see. Victoria questions loyalty. Summer and Daniel share a difference of opinion, and that's on Friday. Whereas on Thursday, that's when we're going to see that scene with Phyllis and Summer. So I wonder what that difference of opinion is going to be about. That's going to be interesting. And then it looks like Ashley is going to try to undermine Diane somehow, which I don't know what she's gonna do. Some maybe throw the case. Girl, I don't know what they doing. All I know is that May sweeps better be better than February sweeps.
Yeah, I agree.
Cause February sweeps, I don't even remember what happened. I think the biggest thing that was on Young and the Restless was the paternity test with Sally. And on the Bold and the Beautiful, it was just the thing with Bill and Sheila. But that was trash to me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully May is better.
We'll see what happens.
We will see what happens. Go ahead.
I thought it was kind of funny in the spoiler it says Victoria questions Nate loyalty. It made me chuckle, I'm sorry. Because I'm like, he's not loyal. That's why you like him.
He turned on his family. He's cheating on Elena. Like,
this is the very man that you want.
Right.
Exactly.
Loyalty to what? He doesn't.
Exactly. That's how you got him. You remember she liked him so much for going after what he want. Okay, well, you you are who you attract, and you picked him. So there
Right.
you go. Now you gotta wonder, are you loyal to me or not? Now I'm wondering if that has something to do with JT. I don't know when he's coming. I'm assuming it's within the next few weeks. Shamar Moore is supposed to be coming too. So
I can't wait for that. I love when he
wait a
comes
minute,
back.
did I hear Bree say
Sure did.
Carter didn't hear me, so it's okay.
Oh Lord. Yeah, Shamar Moore is very attractive. Very, very attractive. So all right, you guys, we're gonna cut it here. You guys have a good night, a good weekend. And we will talk to you next week. Stay tuned for the spoilers for the week of April 24th, which is my birthday, through the week of April, through April 29th. April 20, no, 28th. 28th. So, all right. So until then, we will see you soon.
Have a good
Bye.
birthday.
All right. Thanks. Thank you.
Bye. Happy
Bye.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.